Hello, my name is Amina and I'm your decision-making specialist. Guess what? Right around here, it is June 3rd, 2020, and that means the dial has turned and we are now at day 80. 80. Here we are. I hope you're doing well, and I'm grateful that I am. And one of my neighbors called and we were just chit-chatting, and she reminded me of something that I had forgotten and I want to share with you. Long time ago, she and the neighbor on the other side of her were having a dispute about a fence. They had decided that rather than build two fences, they would just get together and they would build one fence that goes between her yard and his. And things went very smoothly. And then he moved and somebody else moved in. And he was told that that was a jointly owned fence. Thought that was just fine until that fence got really rickety and it started to fall down and lean in one direction. And it had been there for a long time. And he told her that he was not going to look at it as a joint fence, that it was hers and that it needed to be replaced because it was interfering with some trees that he had growing. And long story, the short of it was, he said that if she didn't just rebuild it on her own, he would call his lawyer. And in the rest of the story, what happened is that she remembered somewhere along the line, she had read an article about a neighborhood mediator that was within another office in their county, our county. So she called and asked to set up an appointment with the mediator. And the man who was going to call his lawyer said, "I'll do it. And I want you to know that I still have my lawyer out there and he's ready to go." And she said, "Okay, let's just try it." So they did. And the mediator came out, talked to both of them. And what mostly the mediator did was listen to the neighbor that was going to call the lawyer. Not because of the threat about the lawyer, simply because he had the most unspoken words and needed most to be heard. And as it turned out, both of them, because she was already willing to pay her half, after that mediation and a long series of conversations, he actually said he would pay his share and that he knew a contractor, if she was willing, that could actually build the fence for less than what she had gotten for her estimate. That fence is beautiful. And they talk over that fence to each other. Imagine. I am not saying that every kind of mediation will bring that same result or outcome. I am saying, what if? And I am, since I have been so littler than I could remember, and people would tell me, they would always say something couldn't be done or no or this or that. And I would always say, what if? And I would come up with some creative idea that would help make it happen. Well, some of those ideas were great. Some of them were great in my mind. As they came out of my mouth, I still thought they were great. In reality, they were not that great. I'll tell you, because it's just the two of us. They were not that great. However, I have always stuck with my what if. I don't believe in yes, but. I believe in my and I live by my what if. And this morning, I woke up with one of those what ifs. And I thought about it. And I thought, well, you know, Amina, that's not just a great idea in your head, at least by my standards. And I think if you say it out loud, it might sound okay. I don't know if anybody else would like it. Why not? So I pushed the button and here I am. May I tell you my what if? My what if is, what if there were a bigger community problem about different sets of boundaries, not just a fence? What if? We talk a lot about first responders in the COVID-19 and essential workers and how valuable they are to us and how essential they are to our very being. So my what if that I'm going to offer, you be the judge if it sounds crazy or whatever. My offer is, what if we had a new kind of first responders when it was about the community, about a dispute bigger than my two neighbors' fence, although that was big to them. I am wondering if there were a team of nonviolent mediators and negotiators who could come into a situation with a lot of people if they were willing and could do an assessment and really deeply listen. Not go in with their own ideas, not go in ordering somebody around, not going in threatening if you don't, and most of all, not what-ifing them in a negative way. Well, if you do this, then that will happen. No. My what if is where we have a ton of ideas after we have a massive amount of listening about tell me more, and that we in fact live that umbrella that I told you about in the previous video. We can use that in any way we want. And if you have a different way of describing it than the umbrella, I am totally open to it. So what if we had those teams of wraparound responders, which would include a peace officer, a negotiator, mediator, and any other person that seemed to fit in terms of listening and resolving problems with the human touch, with service leadership in mind, who would step back so that the person in pain could come forward. Everything maybe doesn't require a lawyer, doesn't require a law enforcement doesn't require a set of laws and rules, because what the people really want is to be heard and understood. And so that is my what if. What do you think? Let me know. I'd like to know also if during the day you keep track of your what ifs. Notice if sometimes somebody says something, you think, what if? What if? What if? Have fun. Be serious. Be yourself. What if? All right, it's your story. Write it. Pick the words. Pick what you want. Make it about you and the way you would like to serve, because you're building your legacy. You're building what people will remember of you and what you want to be remembered about. There you go. What if? Thanks for coming. Come back, because I'll be here and I'll be looking for you. You are really important. Take care. Hope you like it. Let me know. Leave a comment. Bye. See you another time.